If you're a business owner or corporate leader who finds yourself hitting a plateau and you're not growing at the rate that you want, this video is for you. And I'm going to be sharing with you an actual client session of somebody that I worked with a few years ago on something, a subconscious belief that was holding them back from growing and where they're at now. And so whenever we work with clients one-on-one, or we actually train and certify people in our process, we take them through what's called the breakthrough process. So the breakthrough process is a very specific set of questions designed in a very specific order to help funnel down the pattern of why somebody is struggling, whether it be relationship related, finance related, or health related. And so when we work with clients, we do this as the first session because this helps bring to the surface the limiting beliefs, the limiting identities that are holding them back from creating the business, the relationships, the health that they want. And so this client who came to me, again, this gentleman was hitting a plateau in his business. He was kind of going up and down, and he wanted to grow, but he felt like he couldn't have the consistent growth that he was looking for. So when I took him through the breakthrough process, what we discovered is kind of a messed up thing, but I'll tell you anyways. But he had a belief that, hey, I may die tomorrow, so there's no point in building something long term. Just kind of live for the moment, live for today, and the long term doesn't matter. Now, this is not a very common belief that a lot of people have. I'm just giving you this as an example of something that you may be experiencing. It may be that, it may be something different that's causing the plateau in your business. So the first thing we do is the breakthrough session. This brings to the surface what's the limiting belief, what's the limiting decision. And then from there, we have to go through and actually identify the root of where this belief started. Because when we're 0 to 7 years old, we haven't developed our logical brain yet, our conscious mind. We're just a little subconscious mind running around, and when we go through life experiences, we adopt the beliefs based off those life experiences. And some of those beliefs are really great, and some of them are not so great, like the one that I'm sharing with you here. So when we put the client, the second session we do is identifying where this belief started. And what we had come to is when he was about 4 or 5 years old, one night he was at his grandparents' house, and out of nowhere, they get this knock on the door, and this guy is screaming for help. He's screaming bloody murder. Help me, help me, help me, please, please. The guy's trying to kill me. The guy's trying to kill me. So as you can imagine, everybody's startled. They go to the front door, and the guy who was at the front door, and again, this is a little gruesome, so I'll try to keep it PG as much as I can. Anyways, he had been stabbed a bunch of times, and the guy was bleeding out everywhere. And as the story goes, this gentleman who came to his grandfather's doorstep when he was 4 or 5 years old, he ended up actually dying right there on their front patio, on their front porch. And so him seeing this as a 4 or 5 year old kid, you can imagine it's pretty traumatizing. And then also it caused him to develop this belief of like, hey, I could die tomorrow. So what's the point of building anything long term? And this can also bleed into relationships. This can bleed into every area of life. What's the point of doing anything long term if I could just die like this guy? Just live for the moment, live for the now. And so once we went back and we rewired the meaning of that belief, and we got him to realize like, hey, I can build something long-term. I can build something sustainable. And whether I die today or tomorrow, it doesn't matter. I'm going to build something for the future, right? I'm going to build something for myself and my loved ones and my family. And man, the crazy thing happened. I want to say 6 to 8 weeks right after this session, this gentleman ended up getting in business with a very, very well-known celebrity that many of you guys would know. His business just completely exploded, and even now today, he's having more success and making more money than he ever even thought possible in his life. And it all came down to that one particular belief. Now, again, this may be a belief that you're not struggling with yourself, but I can guarantee you if you are hitting plateaus and you're not going to those higher levels, there's some subconscious belief that may be holding you back. And it could be a myriad of different things. I mean, I've seen, at this point, I'm like, man, I've seen it all. I've seen all the different things that keep business owners stuck and struggling from progressing and from growing. So if you're somebody who, you're like, man, I know I'm capable of more. I just feel like I'm not fulfilling my potential. I can tell you right now, it is some subconscious belief that you're operating off of that's either been from your childhood or passed down through your parents. And the interesting thing is, most adults, 30, 40, 50, however old they are, and they're operating off of beliefs that they adopted as a child. And so you're an adult operating with a 5-year-old's mindset. It's going to be hard to create success in any area of your life. And so if you feel like, hey, I have more potential, I'm just getting stuck, and I know it has nothing to do with work, you're putting in the effort, you're putting in the work, it's just that you're not seeing the growth that you want, I'm going to put a link, or by the way, or if you're somebody who works with people, maybe you're a coach, consultant, and you're like, man, my clients are getting stuck, you can actually help them work through the subconscious mind. So if that's you want to experience or learn it, I put a free assessment down in the description to help you be able to identify with one of my team members what beliefs you may be having that are holding you back and how we can actually help you remove those subconscious beliefs so that you can create continued success moving forward. So if that's you, click the link down in the description and we'll see you guys in the next video.